Stop for a moment and feel this. Do not scroll past this too fast because what I am about to say may be the very word your spirit has been waiting to hear. These next moments are not random. They are not small. They are not ordinary. Something is shifting, and deep down you already feel it. There is a stirring in the air, a holy weight, a quiet fire, like heaven is leaning close and calling your name. Stay with me, because the next few minutes could change the way you walk into these coming days. I believe with all my heart that March 3rd, March 4th, and March 5th carry something unusual, something heavy with promise, something filled with breakthrough, mercy, and the sudden hand of God. If you have been tired, keep listening. If you have been praying and seeing nothing, keep listening. If you have felt forgotten, delayed, or pushed to the side, keep listening, because this word is for people who almost gave up but did not let go. God is not late. God is not silent. God is not confused about your life. He sees every tear, every midnight prayer, every silent battle, every moment you held on by faith when nobody around you understood your pain. And now there is a strong sense in my spirit that something big is about to move, suddenly, powerfully, and in a way that will leave no doubt that it was God alone. So breathe deep, open your heart, lift your expectation, because this is not the time to sleep through your season. This is the time to wake up and get ready. My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not hearing these words by chance. You are here because God allowed this message to reach you at this exact moment. Before you were formed, He knew you. Before your first breath, He saw your future. Before the battles came, He already prepared grace for your survival. That means your life is not an accident and your season is not meaningless. Many times the enemy whispers cruel things in the dark. He says you are too weak, too broken, too late, too ordinary. He reminds you of mistakes, delays, closed doors, and painful memories. But the voice of God says something greater. God says you are chosen. God says you are called. God says you are still in His hand. Do not let the noise of fear be louder than the truth of heaven. The Lord has always used people who felt small in their own eyes. He has always moved through hearts that depended on Him completely. So if you feel weak, that is not proof that you are disqualified. It may be the very reason His strength is about to shine through you. Listen carefully now, because this part matters. The enemy does not fight empty people this hard. He fights people carrying promise. He attacks what threatens his darkness. He comes after those marked for purpose. So the pressure you have felt is not the end of your story. It may be the sign that something holy is very near. And if this is speaking to you already, stay with me until the end, because what comes next may help you recognize the hour you are standing in right now. There are moments on God's calendar that do not feel like normal days. They look ordinary on paper, but in the spirit they carry weight, timing, and divine purpose. March 3rd, March 4th, and March 5th feel like those kinds of days. Not because a date has magic in itself, but because God moves with purpose, precision, and perfect timing. He is not random. He is not careless. He is intentional. Throughout life, there are seasons when heaven seems quiet, and then suddenly there are moments when doors begin to open, answers begin to arrive, strength begins to rise, and what felt delayed starts moving all at once. I believe many people are coming into one of those moments. These days may carry breakthrough for some, healing for others, clarity for many, and for still others, a deep spiritual awakening that changes the direction of their lives. It may be a miracle in your home. It may be peace in your mind after months of pressure. It may be restoration in a relationship that looked finished. It may be provision where you have only seen lack. It may be a fresh fire in prayer where you have felt dry and empty. Whatever form it takes, I believe something important is near. And that is why distraction is so dangerous right now. When heaven is moving, the enemy works overtime to make people numb, busy, careless, offended, and tired in spirit. But not this time. Not for you. This is your signal to become alert, to pray with expectation, to guard your peace, and to refuse to let this moment slip by unnoticed. I need to say this slowly so it settles deep in your heart. God often warns, prepares, and speaks before He moves. He gives hints before the rain. He stirs hunger before the filling. He wakes up the spirit before the breakthrough arrives. That means if you feel a stirring right now, if something in you is saying, yes, there is more, yes, something is shifting, then do not ignore that inner witness. Take it seriously. The Lord may be preparing you in advance so you can step into what is coming with faith instead of fear. Some people will be shocked when their season changes because they did not see it coming. But you do not have to be one of them. You can be ready. You can stand watch. You can prepare your heart like good ground waiting for rain. Ask yourself honestly, what has God been dealing with in me lately? Has He been calling me back to prayer? Has He been asking me to forgive? Has He been pulling me away from voices that drain my faith? Has He been telling me to trust Him deeper than before? These are not small things. They may be preparation, and preparation is never wasted. Every prayer you prayed in secret matters. Every act of obedience matters. Every tear matters. Every time you chose faith over panic, heaven saw it. So do not despise the hidden work of God in your life. What looks slow today may become sudden tomorrow. What feels buried may soon break the surface. And what seemed silent may soon speak with power. Keep listening, because in the next part, I want to show you how to position your heart so you do not miss what God may be doing in these appointed days. The first thing you must do is open your heart wide before God, not halfway, not with one foot in faith and one foot in fear. Wide open. Many people want a miracle, but they keep their hearts closed with doubt, offense, worry, and disappointment. They pray, but inside they expect nothing. They ask, but they do not truly believe they will receive. That inner hesitation becomes a wall. So tonight, break the wall. Say yes to God again. Say yes in the area where you have been afraid. Say yes in the area where you have been tired. Say yes in the place where life hurt you and made you cautious. This is not foolish emotion. This is spiritual alignment. When you open yourself to God, you make room for His peace, His wisdom, His timing, and His power. Tell Him plainly, Lord, I am ready for whatever you want to do in me, through me, and around me. Remove what blocks your flow. Clean out what does not belong. Heal what is wounded. Strengthen what is weak. Fill what is empty. That kind of prayer changes the atmosphere around a life. And let me add this because somebody needs to hear it. Readiness is not perfection. You do not need to have everything fixed before God can move. You just need surrender. A willing heart, a humble spirit, an honest yes. That is where fresh grace begins. So if you have been waiting for the perfect moment to return fully to prayer, to worship, to obedience, let this be your moment. Do not delay what your spirit already knows. Open now. Believe now. Prepare now. Because there are times when a simple yes becomes the doorway to an extraordinary move of God. The second thing is this: protect your expectation. Expectation is precious. It is more fragile than many people realize, and yet it is also incredibly powerful. A person full of faith can walk through a storm differently. A person expecting God to move will pray differently, think differently, and speak differently. That is why the enemy tries so hard to fill your day with heavy words, negative voices, endless noise, and constant distraction. He knows that if he can poison your expectation, he can weaken your posture. So guard your heart. Be careful what you feed your spirit in these coming days. Step back from voices that magnify fear. Step away from conversations that drain your hope. Spend more time in God's presence than in confusion. Speak life over your home. Speak peace over your mind. Speak blessing over your future. Even if you do not see immediate results, keep speaking in faith. Your words matter. Your atmosphere matters. Your agreement matters. And hear this clearly. Expectation is not pretending there is no battle. It is deciding that the battle will not define the outcome. It is standing in the middle of uncertainty and saying, God is still good. God is still able. God is still moving. If this message is reaching your heart, do not just listen like it is information. Receive it like an invitation. Lean in. Write this in your spirit. These days are not for casual faith. These days are for focused prayer, clear agreement, deep surrender, and bold expectation. Stay with me, because the next step may be the one that changes how you walk through this whole season. The third thing is consecration. That simply means setting yourself apart again for God. It means making room for Him with seriousness, hunger, and honor. You do not need complicated words. You need a willing heart. In these coming days, give God your attention in a fresh way. Pray more intentionally. Read the Word more carefully. Worship with more honesty. If the Spirit leads you to fast in some way, do it with humility and joy, not with pressure. Consecration is not about trying to impress God. It is about clearing space for closeness. It is about saying, Lord, I do not want to miss what you are doing because I was too distracted, too numb, or too full of lesser things. Clean my heart. Search my motives. Remove bitterness, jealousy, pride, unbelief, and hidden compromise. Wash my mind from anxious patterns. Heal my private wounds. Make me ready to carry what you are about to release. This kind of prayer matters more than many people know. A clean heart can recognize what a distracted heart will overlook. A surrendered spirit can receive what a stubborn spirit resists. And let me say something important here. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not just what changes around you, but what changes within you. Sometimes God prepares the blessing by first enlarging your capacity to carry it. He deepens your character before he opens the door. He strengthens your inner life before he increases your influence. So do not rush past the secret place. Do not treat prayer like a small thing. What happens in private may decide how you stand in public when the sudden move of God begins to unfold. Now let me speak to those who have been in a long battle, those who are exhausted, those who have smiled in front of people while carrying silent weight inside, those who have prayed and waited and wondered how much longer. I believe this message carries encouragement for you especially. The delay was not your destruction. The waiting was not proof that God forgot you. The silence was not absence. Some of you have been in a season where every step felt resisted. Finances pressed. Family issues deepened. Your body felt tired. Your mind felt stretched. Your heart felt bruised. And yet you kept going. Maybe slowly. Maybe with tears. But you kept going. Hear me now. God sees endurance. He sees hidden faith. He sees the person who whispered one more prayer even after disappointment. He sees the one who held on with trembling hands. And I believe many who have suffered quietly are standing near a turning point, not because you earned it with pain, but because God is merciful, faithful, and attentive to the cry of his people. So do not throw away your confidence at the edge of a breakthrough. Do not quit in the hallway when the door may be about to open. Lift your head again. Strengthen your heart again. Worship again. Believe again. There are moments when everything can shift faster than you imagined. A call can come. Peace can return. Healing can begin. Wisdom can arrive. A burden can break. A new path can appear. One touch from God can do in a moment what human effort could not do in years. That is why hope must stay alive. That is why your spirit must remain awake. And there is another side to this word. What God gives you will not be only for you. Blessing is never meant to stop at your door. Fire is meant to spread. Comfort is meant to overflow. Testimony is meant to awaken others. So if God strengthens you in these days, use that strength to lift someone else. If he heals your heart, become a voice of hope. If he restores your peace, bring peace into your home. If he answers a prayer, give him glory openly so faith can rise in others who are still waiting. Some people around you are hanging on by a thread, and your testimony may become the spark that helps them believe again. So prepare not only to receive, but also to release. Ask the Lord to make you a channel, a vessel, a messenger of hope, a steady light in dark places. The world has enough fear, enough noise, enough confusion. What it needs is people filled with peace, clarity, love, and living faith. Maybe part of what is coming in these days is not just a personal breakthrough, but a fresh assignment. Maybe God is reigniting your voice, your compassion, your courage, your sense of purpose. Maybe he is waking up gifts that went quiet during your season of survival. Maybe he is reminding you that you still carry oil, still carry truth, still carry life. So do not shrink back. Do not call yourself finished. Do not let yesterday define tomorrow. If God is breathing on your life again, then stand up in faith and say, Lord, use me fully. Whatever you pour in, let it flow out for your glory and for the good of others. I also want to speak directly to the atmosphere of your home, your mind, your body, and your future. Begin to bring everything before God. Not only your church life, everything. Invite him into the rooms you usually keep private. Ask him to cover your family with peace. Ask him to guard your sleep. Ask him to cleanse your thoughts. Ask him to expose hidden danger. Ask him to bring order where there has been confusion. Ask him to break cycles that have followed your family for too long. Ask him to heal old wounds that still shape your reactions. Ask him to breathe life into places that feel dry and cold. This is not the hour to give God one corner and keep the rest to yourself. Give him the whole house. Give him the whole story. Give him the whole heart. And while you do, begin to thank him in advance. Gratitude is powerful. Praise shifts the inner climate of a person. It reminds the soul that God is near even before the answer is visible. So thank him before the door opens. Thank him before the report changes. Thank him before the burden lifts. Thank him because he is faithful, because he listens, because he knows how to finish what he started. And if fear tries to return, answer it with worship. If doubt tries to creep in, answer it with truth. If heaviness settles over the day, lift your voice and praise anyway. These simple acts are not weak. They are spiritual resistance. They are holy agreement. They say to heaven, I am ready. They say to darkness, you will not own this space. They say to the heart, hope is still alive here. So as March 3rd, March 4th, and March 5th draw near, walk into them with spiritual awareness. Do not enter casually. Enter prayerfully. Enter thankfully. Enter awake. If you can, make time to be still before God. Even a few focused moments matter. Turn down the noise. Step away from needless distraction. Create room to listen. Watch what rises in your spirit. Pay attention to dreams, convictions, nudges, scriptures, and holy interruptions. Sometimes God speaks in ways the busy heart almost misses. And let me be clear, not everyone will understand your seriousness. Some people treat everything lightly. Some mock what they do not discern. Some sleep through moments that could have changed them. But that does not have to be your story. Be one of those who watches. Be one of those who responds. Be one of those who says, Lord, if you are moving, I want to be found ready. If you are speaking, I want to hear clearly. If you are opening a door, I want the courage to walk through it. This is how spiritual momentum begins. Quietly, deeply, real. And for somebody listening right now, these days may become a marker in your life. A line you look back on and say, that was the moment something began to change. That was the moment my faith woke up again. That was the moment the heaviness started breaking. That was the moment I stopped surviving and started moving with God again. Do not underestimate what one surrendered season can do. So, right now, wherever you are, make this your prayer. Lord, I open my heart to you. I release fear. I release doubt. I release bitterness, delay, and disappointment. I give you my weakness, my questions, my hidden pain, and my unfinished story. Wash me, align me, fill me, prepare me for what you have appointed. Let my spirit stay awake. Let my faith stay strong. Let my eyes stay clear. Let my home be covered. Let my mind be steady. Let my body be strengthened. Let my hands be ready for every good thing you place before me. If these coming days carry breakthrough, let me receive it with humility. If they carry correction, let me welcome it with wisdom. If they carry fresh fire, let me burn with purity. If they carry assignment, let me obey with courage. I will not shrink back. I will not sleep through my season. I will not let the enemy steal this moment with distraction or fear. I choose faith. I choose expectation. I choose surrender. And I believe that something greater than what I have seen is drawing near. If this message has stirred something in you, hold on to it. Pray over it. Speak life over your days. And keep your heart open, because the God who sees in secret still moves in power, still surprises his people, and still turns ordinary days into unforgettable moments of grace. Stay ready. Stay hungry. Stay hopeful. Your story is not over. In many ways, it may be just beginning.